Hello, welcome back to my kitchen. You are here for, get the marker open, CS2, also known as CS2124, also known as object-oriented programming. It's going to always be abbreviated, that's too long to write. So OOP, object-oriented programming, and this is video happy face. What? Has the old guy finally lost his mind? Well, that possibility is not excluded. But this is a mental reminder for me that this course is going to have a hodgepodge of videos past, videos present, videos future. Ooh. And the numbering system internally is not going to make any sense at all. So you're going to have to depend on the numbers that I use when I put the video in our YouTube playlist. Those will be correct. Yay! But the ones inside, oh, that guy, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He puts all kind of weird numbers and letters up here in the corner. But that's not why we're here. We're here because we're interested in this stuff. What is object-oriented programming? Let me get philosophical about it and say that it is a software development design paradigm. Yikes. Talk about big words to write. Software development as opposed to hacking code. This is to break you of any bad habits you have, I hope, of just hacking out code just to get the right answer, run and gun programming. No. We are going to be very deliberate and design things with blueprints in effect, and design our code and then implement it so that we end up with glorious shining skyscrapers rather than drunken beaver dams. The skyscrapers being our well-developed and well-designed and well-implemented code that ideally will be robust, or I prefer the phrase bulletproof, meaning that we can defend ourselves against any idiotic user out there that might be trying to break our code. We prepare ourselves for all comers, all possibilities. And if things go wrong, it won't be our fault because we designed everything and implemented it carefully. That's the course in a nutshell. That doesn't sound anything like CS1. I know. CS1, let me do my impression of CS1 the way I describe it always. It's like this. It's a mile wide and an inch deep. It's to bust your myth that computer science is about nothing but programming. So we do digital logic, the ands and ors and nots and all that stuff. We do some programming because that's certainly in the mix. We do a taste of object-oriented programming where we assemble reusable components like a graphics library. Sound familiar? Deja vu already? And then the theoretical stuff, algorithm analysis and so forth. That's all in there to give people who are starting out in computer science a good solid notion of all the wide range of topics in computer science. Now, blow all that stuff away. That's all gone. CS2 is radically different. CS2 is radically different, not just for May term 2021, but every time it's taught. It's different in that it's an inch wide and a mile deep. This is where we already have our solid notions and we can nod knowingly about the wide variety of things in computer science. Now let's focus on getting up to speed with actual coding skills. And CS2 is all about C++. It's C++ on steroids. So May term is really going to be play term for you if you like to code, because that's what this course is all about. And I hope you like it, because you know how they took the semesters and squashed those down into modules that we somehow or another managed to survive? Well, let's take that the next step. Let's squash down the module to 4 weeks May term. We are going to be intense in here. And by that I mean the videos are going to come fastly and furiously, and you are really going to have to make sure you keep up. This course is at least as cumulative as CS1, in that if you don't really watch the first 10 videos, oh my goodness, the next 10 videos are not going to make any sense whatsoever. So you've got to keep up, you've got to watch the videos. I'm getting ahead of myself. I've already compared CS1 to CS2, that's good. I did even start to mention some of the stuff we're going to be using in here. We will be using USE ... Number one, first and foremost, I am wearing out YouTube. I'm surprised they haven't kicked me off for overuse yet. YouTube mini lectures YouTube mini lectures. I call them mini lectures because ideally I don't get going and last an hour and a half. I don't think any videos are going to be anywhere near that. I hope they're not even an hour. But they're mini lectures because I try to split them up into single topic chunks as much as possible. And they might be 10 or 15 minutes long. Occasionally they might be half an hour long. If it's a demo where I'm actually typing in code or doing something like that, then that could very well run longer than half an hour. But ideally they're going to be short, they're going to be sweet, they're going to be on YouTube. And you will get a link to our YouTube playlist, which will become increasingly important to keep up with as the May term goes on. You don't want to get behind watching the videos. Okay, that's twice I've said it already. It could be a game. You can count how many times I tell you you got to watch the videos if you want to be successful in this class. YouTube mini lectures. It's also, okay, this combined, my lectures combined with your notes from the lectures, which you're required to take, they count as part of your grade. We'll discuss that when we talk about the syllabus tomorrow morning, Wednesday bright and early at 9 a.m. They do count. They are your textbook for this course. Your YouTube mini lectures notes are the primary text for this course. So you want those to be complete. You want them to get all the details. You want to get all the examples. You want to draw for yourself all the pictures. And my computer's doing funny stuff. I hope the video is still recording. I guess I'll find out soon enough, won't I? Okay, YouTube mini lectures 2. What else you got? In addition to YouTube, Zoom. Why didn't I invest in Zoom a year ago? Oh, would have been able to pay off my house. Well, it's too late now. Zoom is for our synchronous meetings. This is asynchronous, meaning you get to do this in your own time. You can watch these at 2 o'clock in the afternoon or 2 o'clock in the middle of the night if you want to. Zoom, that's going to be synchronous stuff. We will have class meetings twice a week. Monday morning at our regular class time 9 and Thursday morning at our regular class time 9 when things get going starting next week. And then any other time where you need to consult with me, and I beg you, I beseech you, get in touch with me if you do start to get confused by what's going on in the videos, or you don't understand an example, or you want to discuss an assignment like a lab assignment or a program assignment or whatever. That's all Zoom. That's our synchronous face-to-face communication channel. We have an asynchronous non-face-to-face communication channel. 3, email. Email is very important in this class. Why? Because that's where you get all the assignments. That's where you get all the announcements. That's where you get all of the what? The tests, the programs, the example programs, yada, yada, yada. In other words, anything that I've got to communicate to you will come to you via an email to your transy email address. I don't use these other ones. It looks like it keeps starting this video over. Oh, please, I hope not. It will go to your transy email address, and it will also, if you want to search for all the emails from me, my subject will always start off with CS2124 : and then the rest of the subject, whatever it's about. So it's easy if you know how to do the filter. Go through and search. You can search for subject CS2124 and get all the emails you need from me. What do I need to say about those? YouTube mini lectures, watch them. That's at least 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Zoom, show up for Zoom classes. That's where the office hours will be. All this will be laid out carefully according to times and days in the syllabus. The email, check your email, I would say at least once a day, and see if there's anything going on for this class, because as I said, things go fastly and furiously in May term when we've got all this material we have to cover. Otherwise, we shall not be prepared for CS3 or for anything else we want to do if we're going to be writing C++ code, because this is a C++ coding class. Now, I got all that. Wow, that's most of my notes. I'm almost done already. What are the keys to success? I always need to talk about that. To succeed, one, two, three, four, 5, at least 5. Watch the videos. You want me to beg? Okay, I'll beg. Please, please, watch the videos. That's the only way you're going to keep up with what's going on in this class. I don't think there's any way around it. There are all the stuff I'm going to be talking about. I'm not making this stuff up. This is not a narrative that I invented about C++. No. What I've done is, over all these years, I've gone through all these books and looked at all these websites and pretty much distilled it down to what I want you to know for this class. So I've done all the filtering and throwing the extra stuff off the edges. I've already done all that for you. You can go find out all the stuff like weirdo reference parameters to functions and everything. All of that is online. And if you want to go read lengthy descriptions that are very technical and kind of dense and hard to understand, knock yourself out. If you want to get a kinder, gentler introduction to it, then watch all the videos. And then, after you've watched the videos and made notes, and perhaps discussed it with your coding buddy, a person that you get to work with closely in this class, we'll discuss that tomorrow as we're discussing the syllabus, then, what was I going to say? If you've done all that and gone to the external references, then that's when you get in touch with me via Zoom. I don't know if any of that made any sort of a coherent discussion or not. Coherent. That's not a word I should use when referring to myself at all. Check your email. I've already said that. Old guy repeating himself. Oh, this one's not a repeat. This is new. Set a schedule. I try even harder to stick to a very rigorous, very predictable, almost boring with respect to the unusual things that happen, a very predictable schedule for May term. Why? Because we are running at twice the speed in half the time. I'm not trying to scare you, I'm trying to get your attention. But if I have to scare you to get your attention, then I'm certainly not above that. Set up a schedule. This is your job. For the next month, this course is your job. And I'm going to proceed as if you are devoting all of your waking hours to this. That's how a May term course works. This course would normally be taught in the lab, and people would be sitting there listening to lectures and writing stuff, and then they would turn around and start working on their computers immediately in the lab while I'm there and we discuss things. We don't have any of that. We're still trying to scrape the rest of COVID-19 off the bottom of our shoes and be ready to meet in person again in the glorious return to campus next fall. We're not there yet. Ideally, this will be the last class where you ever have to do anything ridiculous like this, where you have to watch the videos and do all your own notes and everything. It's a very different experience. That's another topic for another video. What else do I need to say about CS2? No, more than ever before. I write silly notes to myself like that. Now more than ever before on a schedule. Now for May term 2021. More than ever. Oh, silly business. Oh, the last thing I've got written down there is tiny little, you can't read it from there. It says keep up. Keep up. Don't let this stuff get past you. If you slack off even just 2 or 3 days in the middle of a week, then you're going to have all that stuff that would normally be covered in at least twice as many days in a regular semester. All of that you got to go back to. Plus, there's the new stuff that keeps just cranking out between now and the end of the month. We can get there. I don't mean to make it sound so horrible that it's going to be such a horrible experience and a drudgery and everything. I'll tell you what, if you like programming, this is going to be cool. This is the coolest May term class you could possibly take, and you will have a blast. We write some cool stuff to get ready for the even cooler stuff that we do in CS3 after this is over. But I don't know. Is there anything else I need to say? If there is, then it will go in video happy face point 2 or something like that. Because I think I've talked enough, rattled at length enough, and my caffeine's starting to kick in. So if I'm not careful, I could go on indefinitely. I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll also see you online.